Today we're looking at Article 1, Section 1, 2, and 3 of the U.S. Constitution. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. Also, check out in the description the worksheet that goes along with this video, available at dailybellringer.com. The U.S. Constitution lays out the framework for the United States government. As you may already be aware, there are three branches of the U.S. government: legislative, executive, and judicial branches. Within the Constitution, there are 7 different articles, and within those articles are different sections. In this series of videos, I'll be going through each article and giving a basic rundown of the different sections. Article 1 is all about the legislative branch of the U.S. government. Legislative means they legislate, or in other words, make laws. The legislative branch is housed in the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Starting with Article 1, Section 1, it simply creates a bicameral legislature, meaning that we have 2 houses. Article 1, Section 1 says there will be a lower house known as the House of Representatives and an upper house called the Senate. Now, let's start going through these articles. And I'm not going to hit every single detail of each article and section. I'm just going to highlight the basic framework and rules within each article. Article 1, Section 2 lays out the United States House of Representatives, sometimes just called the House. The Founding Fathers wanted the lower house to be a place where younger and fresher ideas were brought in, and the House could change faster to reflect the will of the people. So in the House of Representatives, you have to be at least 25 years old to be elected to the House. They're elected by the people for 2-year terms. So members of the House are basically constantly campaigning for re-election, which puts them in closer contact with their constituents or the people they represent. The number of representatives in the House is determined by the population of each state. This is known as proportional representation. So, for example, California has a very large population, so they have 53 representatives, whereas states like Alaska and North Dakota with small populations only have 1 representative in the House. Currently, there are 435 total representatives in the House, and that number is actually the maximum number there can be by law. The leader of the House of Representatives is called the Speaker of the House, or sometimes just referred to as the Speaker, and they are chosen from among the party that is in power. So if there are more Republicans in the House, they get to choose the Speaker. Same thing, if there's more Democrats in the House, they get to choose the Speaker. Article 1, Section 3 outlines the United States Senate. Now remember, the founders wanted the House to be very fluid and have new ideas and people coming in and out. Well, the Senate, they wanted to have a legislative body that was a little slower to move, maybe older and wiser with more experience to balance the 2 houses. So in order to be elected by the people to the Senate, you have to be at least 30 years old. Also, senators serve for 6-year terms. Compare that to only 2-year terms in the House. With these longer terms, they are not constantly running for re-election. Within the Senate, we have equal representation, with each state getting 2 representatives regardless of the population of the state. So, with California, again as an example, even though they have a population of over 39 million people, compared to a state like Wyoming that has a little over 500,000 people, both still get 2 representatives. Again, remember, this was part of the Great Compromise that was worked out at the Constitutional Convention. As far as the leader of the Senate, technically, according to the Constitution, it is the Vice President of the United States. However, the Vice President rarely attends sessions of the Senate and only votes if there's a tie vote on an issue. Since the Vice President doesn't take that active of a role in the Senate, the Constitution does recognize what they call the pro tempore, which is who really runs the Senate day to day. The pro tempore is elected by the Senate, but it is customary that it is the longest serving senator from the party that has the majority in the Senate that gets this position. A lot of little details here in the organization of the legislature, but again, Article 1, Section 1, 2, and 3 define the organization of the House of Representatives and the Senate. Later sections of Article 1 will outline and define the powers of the legislative branch. So with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.